Okay, we are live. Okay, well, welcome to Straight Talkin' Fedora Chic. I see I got new subscribers, and I want to thank you for coming along for the ride. Yes, I made it to 300 subscribers, so my next goal, maybe 400 by early March. Hey, it's been a slow climb, slower than average YouTube channels to grow, but still, I have to say, considering it took me a year and a half to get this channel to 100 subscribers, the fact that to go from 200 to 300 subs in just about a month and a half, that's progress. If I do say so myself, that's progress. Anyways, welcome, and we're glad to have you. For those of you who are new and not yet subscribed, we are a social commentary and story time channel. We talk about issues of the day like chronic illness, mental health issues, addiction recovery from time to time, many other social issues of the day. This is a live stream is going to be a bit controversial, but I'm really pissed at what I've been seeing ad nauseum on my Facebook posts all frickin' day. Not so much on Twitter, mercifully, but on my Facebook newsfeed, it's been ad nauseum. Found out early this morning, Christie Blatchford. For those of you who don't know, I realize most of my audience is American, so I will give a brief overview as to who Christie Blatchford is. Hey, Marina, good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, Christie Blatchford was a columnist, a long-time columnist here in Canada. The last paper she worked at was at the National Post, better known to some of us as the Nasty Post. In fact, as Kay, my friend Kay from Journey to Find Kay, if she was here, because I could just hear her now. It's trash. I could just hear her. As a matter of fact, I wish I could channel Kay right now. Because we could use this. Yes, this will be, as you can see from the title, it is a controversial post. Even for my majority American audience who may not know who Christie Blatchford is, the theme, I guess you could insert other names and you might think the theme is a bit controversial. Some of you will think I'm a cold-hearted bitch, but that wouldn't be new. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, good to see you, Marina. I'm glad you're up here with me. So where was I? Yeah, this is the time of night I also get sidetracked easily, so I hope you can all keep track. So yeah, Christie Blatchford was a columnist, if you could call it that, because personally I think she wrote drivel, garbage. And her posts were not only offensive, but sometimes I couldn't, especially as a woman, as a female journalist, okay, who grew up in the time when early feminism started, I had to wonder the mental gymnastics it took for this woman to come up with the shit that she came up with. Yes, I'm swearing. I know YouTube will not monetize this video anyway. If this channel ever gets to monetization, it's a guarantee this video will not be monetized. So I'm gonna go all out here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Marina. So, yeah, she passed away this last night or something, and it hit the news pages this morning that she had passed away after a short battle with cancer. So, I will get to that I will get to that thing shortly. But as a general rule, I want to ask you, the audience, and I want you to think about this question, okay, that I'm about to ask. When somebody passes, okay, whatever the reason, when somebody passes, especially somebody who may have been nasty either to their fellow man or to you or to somebody you care about, or just in general to their fellow man, to society, they harm their fellow man in some way. Do you think this person deserves absolution after they die? And do you notice that sometimes when these particular people pass, do you notice their sins are automatically forgotten? even people, when I used to be a political blogger, I mean, I made a nasty cartoon of her, okay? And I almost used it in my thumbnail. It's still somewhere in my Facebook thing. All I'd have to do would have had to have do was download it and use it as my thumbnail image, okay? But no, I thought the better of it. I created a more solemn thumbnail image. Not because she deserves it, but don't want to go too far. I am still trying to grow a channel after all, right? Oh yes, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And yeah, hit the little ringy thing below. I know the notification thing is not that reliable, but once in a while YouTube gets it right? Okay. So anyways, let's see. So this was a woman. It's not because she was a right-wing columnist or she wrote from the point of view of a right-winger that often soured this left-winger. It's not just that. That's one thing. It's expressing a different opinion. That's one thing. But with her, it was always misinformation. She didn't always have her facts. And once in a while, I swear to God, she wrote one column. We didn't know. Maybe she didn't know what to write about. She wrote a column once about farting in public many years ago. I swear to God. I kid you not. But it was the stuff that she wrote. Leave it to say she was always a sucker for a uniform. Always. Okay. Now, yes. Okay. Sorry to say the police do get it wrong from time to time. But yet, they had her unconditional support. Same thing with the military. Hey, Captain Fish. Absolution, no. Is it right to speak ill of them? No. I'm sorry, Captain Fish. I hope we can still be friends. I hope we can still be friends. But the thing is, I'm going to focus on one particular story that seems to have been all but forgotten. And this was several years back, the Rehtaeh Parsons case. Just a brief overview. Rehtaeh Parsons at the age of 15, and we got to remember in Canada, the age of consent is 16. Okay. She was 15 when this happened. She was at a house party somewhere. She got drunk. Okay. A lot of teenagers do that. I'm not saying that's okay by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not okay. I mean, like, those are my values. People's values differ. And this is a minor one, I think. Okay, Captain Fish. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. All I ask is that you keep an open mind and you, the viewers, are free to decide afterwards. That's the point. That's the point of view I've always taken here on this channel, But thank you, Captain Fish, for expressing your views. I appreciate that. So anyways, this girl, Rehtaeh Parsons, at the age of 15, a house party, getting drunk. And, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination condoning underage drinking, but it does happen. Hey, Ray Phoenix, good to see you here. Okay, it does happen. What ended up happening was she got sick. She was hurling over a window, kind of, and before she knew it, okay, she was being sexually assaulted, okay, from behind while she was getting sick outside the window. She was leaning outside the window and she got sick. And the other boys, or the young men at the party, were taking pictures of all this, and they were sexting all these pictures to each other, and they were floating around. This led to this poor girl having a hard time at school, to say the least. And I'm putting it mildly. Her life became more difficult afterwards. And even a move to another province to start anew, to move in with another parent, sadly did not end her troubles. 2 years later, at the age of 17, she took her life. And my sympathies go with this young lady, not with Christie Blatchford or her compatriots who blamed her in their columns. So this morning, I'm seeing all over my news feed, oh, we have to respect her now, Christie Blatchford. We have to respect her. I mean, I may have disagreed with her, but we got to respect the dead. And it's like, but did anybody respect Rehtaeh Parsons after she passed on? Okay, a lot of us did, but this same group, did they respect Rehtaeh Parsons? And no. As a matter of fact, Christie Blatchford was one of them leading the charge in her columns, she was blaming this poor girl for what happened to her. Now, this was a case that the police, for whatever reason, couldn't get right. Okay, this was one time when the police could not get something right. They said they couldn't prove that this girl was slopped out drunk, which means, like, here in Canada, being like really under the influence, you can't consent legally. Okay, you cannot consent to sexual activity legally. And this girl, at any rate, even if the cops couldn't prove this girl was drunk, even though it's quite evident that she's hanging over a window getting sick, and you know, it's quite evident. But even if you can't prove she was drunk, the girl was 15, and Canadian law, it's 16. So either way, even if the girl was sober, you couldn't prove she was drunk. There were no prosecutions made, at least not to this day. There were no prosecutions made. Yeah, I think there's a difference in exposing what people did when they were alive and disrespecting the dead. Good point, Captain Fish. Good point. That's a good point. And I find, and I came across the article this evening. It was a counterpoint to what Christie Blatchford wrote originally. Christie Blatchford has always been known to take on the stand. She's, it wasn't her first foray into victim blaming. Okay. A young woman was sexually assaulted. A young woman was assaulted. She would always blame the victim, and she always take on the boys will be boys stance. I'm sorry, that does not cut it. And again, as a female journalist, whose generation was right from the early wave of feminism, how? I always wondered how the mental gymnastics in her head would justify what she was doing and what she was writing, And, so to those who are saying to me, tone it down, CK, tone it down, CK. Yeah, well, we've all forgotten about young Rehtaeh Parsons, who did get skewered by Christie Blatchford and her ilk, and a young girl who is all but forgotten. And one of her compatriots at the nasty post even condemned the group Anonymous when they found out. The case is now cold for this poor girl. Now, we cannot bring her, obviously we cannot bring her back, but geez, we could. I think one thing we should do, in my opinion, we cannot forget the likes of Blatchford, even though she passed away, or the likes of her compatriots, for further compounding a problem. Now, for those who don't know, Christie Blatchford is indeed, she always was a sucker for a uniform. She always was. Okay, police, military, they can do no wrong. I'm not denying they do service they do a service. It is a dangerous job, but they do get it wrong. They do get it wrong from time to time, and they must be held to account like anybody else. If anything, they need to be held to a higher standard. But writers, so-called writers like Christie Blatchford, would give them a freaking free pass. Hey, Gutter Dandy. Good. Welcome to Straight Talkin' Fedora Chic. I don't believe we've met before. The only way a job ever opens up in sorry, I'm having trouble reading your nepotistic Canadian journalism circles is if someone dies. Yeah, sadly, this is true in Canadian journalism. For those of you who, most of my audience is American, like I said, like everybody in the live chat so far. No, this is true. Hearing much of the time, sadly, with Canadian journalism in recent years, that's exactly what happens. So, and it goes to my point, I remember getting skewered years ago over a blog post I did when I had Sister Sage's musings up, when then ex-finance minister Jim Flaherty passed away. And once again, it was like, all was forgiven. Okay, all was forgiven on Flaherty. I have one word: Walkerton. Okay, the contaminated water scandal when he was a provincial MPP in the province of Ontario. This was his ministry that was responsible for that, and I wrote a whole scathing piece about it. And yes, I got shit in my comment section about it. And I probably will get shit again in my comment section here about talking about Christie Blatchford. But I'm one of those people, why do we be like, it's almost like we beatify somebody who may have passed away. Hi, Daphne. Good to see you. Good to see you, Daphne. Welcome. So, you know, it's and that's the thing, and that's the thing. So now with the people, even those who are of the same similar political leanings to myself, who may not, who did critique Blatchford as much as I did in the past while she was alive, are now all of a sudden, it's almost like, to me, it's like it's all erased. It's like, not now, CK, when they talk to me, not now, CK. Well, when, to me, well, when, you know? Um, and like I said, we forgot about this young girl, this poor young girl, this poor Rehtaeh Parsons. What about her? She did not have justice served. And largely in part, journalists like Christie Blatchford were responsible for that. So where do we draw, when is it a good time? Don't tell me it's not a good time to re-mention Rehtaeh Parsons, you know? And and the thing is, I always thought, I was not a journalism major when I was in university, but I always thought a journalist job, even a columnist, an opinion writer's job, okay, more a journalist or reporter, is to hold people in authority to account, which are politicians, the police, the military, anybody, even CEOs of Fortune 500 countries, is to hold them to account. And I don't see that happening that much, at least not in Canadian journalism. Maybe Gutter Dandy, I'm assuming you're a fellow Canadian. Maybe Gutter Dandy might like to weigh in on that. I don't know. I don't know. And it was like everything to her. She came off as this really bitter old woman, and you had to wonder, oh my God, what did someone do to her in life? Christie Blatchford, I mean. What did they do to her in life? And what was her major accomplishment? And why are we all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over this? I have to wonder. We wonder why we are all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs after this. So it goes to my thing. We should not forgive. I don't think we should forgive them. If they pass on and they have not repented, in my opinion, if they have not repented sufficiently for their sins, so to speak, they shouldn't be forgiven. They should not be given a free pass because they passed. Like I said, young Rehtaeh Parsons did not receive justice, not even after she passed. The girl continued to get skewered. And if anything, justice should happen. So why should someone like Christie Blatchford be left off the hook? At this point, feel free to jump in the live chat if you have something to add. Like I said, this is not going to be a very long stream. I did not plan this. I just wanted to say my piece on that subject. But if you have something different to add, go right ahead and we can have a discussion. For those of you who are new, we often have lively discussions in the live chats during my live streams. I don't know, maybe people are tired right now. This is not the ideal time to put on a live stream, But yeah, nowadays it's like, it's almost like instead of holding those in authority to account, what they're doing is basically fluffing them up, if you know what I mean, fluffing them up, propping them, if you will. At least that's the way I view it. Maybe I've gotten cynical in my old age. Maybe I've gotten really, really cynical in my old age regarding social commentary journalists, who write opinion pieces, either whether it's politics, whether it's business, whether it's just social issues of the day, current events. I don't know. I don't know. I think, at least in Canada anyway, journalism is a sad state of affairs. I remember several years ago when I had my blog up and running, people used to say it was the bloggers were the ones to follow. I don't know how true that is. I mean, I believed it on many days and I didn't believe it on others. I didn't believe it on others. So, I think, I mean, of course I didn't wish for Christie Blatchford to get cancer. You don't wish ill, I don't wish ill. I didn't wish ill on her. That, of course, you don't do that. But by the same token, by the flip side of the same token, I don't think she should have absolution for what she did either, So, yeah, please. Oh, yes. So anyways, like I said, feel free to jump in the live chat. Yeah, I will take the opportunity right now. I do have a Discord server. If you want to join, I'm going to put the link in the chat now. I don't know if Rehtaeh Phoenix is still around. If Rehtaeh Phoenix is still around, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Maybe she stepped away. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link to my Discord server. It's for over 18 only. And it's a place where you can vent with some vent or be heard or, peer-to-peer support. Or you can just come by and shoot the shit, share your music. Captain Fish shares a lot of music in our Discord server. A lot of awesome people like Rehtaeh Phoenix and my co-admin, and Daphne, who is in the chat, and also Captain Fish. So I hope you can consider joining. We are, it's only a month and a half old, and we are over 40 members strong. Yep, hang on. Repentance is definitely important. It doesn't absolve you in a worldly sense, but it does, when truly done, allow people to know that you're contrite. Yeah, you should still suffer the consequences for your actions, though. The soul and the body are different. Yeah, I agree with you there, Captain Fish. On that score, I agree with you. Yeah, I do. Speaking of Captain Fish, just another news before I forget and I lose track. This Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central, Captain Fish is going to be collabing with me here on a live stream. It's going to be a much lighter topic, not so controversial. It's going to be a much lighter topic. We are going to be doing a compilation of reaction. We're going to be reacting to a compilation of videos of people doing the most outrageous things for views. Okay, so this should be a fun one, and I found a fun compilations I think Captain Fish will like. It includes things like eel fishing. Yes, like being Onion Boy. Yeah, that in and of itself is, yeah, that's right. Like being Onion Boy is outrageous in and of itself. Yes. Definitely no argument there. Yeah, but I have found something with eel fishing I think that Captain Fish will like. Yeah, but I'm not going to spoil the surprise. But yeah, Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, Captain Fish and we will be doing this compilation, this cringe compilation of the outrageous things people do for views. So that will be coming. Yes. Also, The e-begging, the obnoxious e-begging portion of the show. Okay. The obnoxious e-begging portion of the show. For those who wish to support the channel, I have Patreon, or Patreon, as some people like to call it nowadays, Patreon, and I have a PayPal, and I'll put the links in here. Okay, there we go. Hang on. Whoops, hang on a minute. I didn't put it in correctly. Okay. Okay. Oh, crap. Hang on. Okay. So anyways, back to what we were talking about. Yes, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, or give it a thumbs down if you didn't. It's all engagement. But yeah, exactly. Back to what Captain Fish was saying. Yeah, repentance is definitely important. It does not absolve you in a worldly sense, but it does, when truly done, allow people to know that you're contrite. Yeah, and that's the thing. Christie Blatchford she never showed any contrition. I had no idea she was sick, honestly. Okay, maybe some people in some circles did. I had no idea. I have not been a political blogger in over 5 or 6 years now. So it's not like I completely keep track. I had no idea she was sick, but I do know that she has not shown contrition for what she's written or what she held fast to her opinions. Always held fast to her opinions. But her opinions, my point is, it's one thing to write opinion, but her opinions were downright scary, you know? And, and we saw her often sympathizing with those, like in the case of a sexual assault victim, we saw her sympathizing with the assailants. And like I said, that's pretty freaking messed up. And that's why I'm pissed off. And that's why I needed to get this off my chest. Yes, even on camera on a live stream. But, okay. Hang on. Anyways, and it's the same thing, when I talked about Jim Flaherty a few years back. It's the same thing. And again, who remembers the actual victims that people like Blatchford skewered? Who will remember them? Those who could not get justice. And that's my thing, I call me a crazy snowflake. That's okay. I'm good with that. I'm actually pretty good with that. But I would actually like to see justice to for actual victims. And I would like to see journalists do a better job of holding authority to account. That's all. I wish that we could, better remember Rehtaeh Parsons so mistakes could be corrected, that circus, that so-called investigation, the mistakes that were made then can be corrected today, because that's the thing I always wondered, that's the thing I always wondered. I'm sorry, I mean, already if a person's that inebriated, they can't legally consent. And even if you can't prove inebriation, the girl was only 15. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then there were her usual small, things, small nitty gritty things that I won't get into, that I really won't get into, like, how people, hey, Gary. Oh, good. Well, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by, Gary. Much appreciated. Okay. I'm afraid it's not a happy topic. I'm afraid it's not that happy a topic. I'm just pissed off right now. God, so yeah. But no, nothing to do with you, Gary. Don't worry. Talking about a Canadian journalist, I'm talking about Canadian journalism in general, and How I am disillusioned with Canadian journalism. Yeah. Yeah. God. So I'm going to leave it to you in the chat what you think so far. Some of you have just joined us in the live chat. Those of you who have been here for a while, do you have a, I welcome opinion. Captain Fish has jumped in. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect, Gary. Perfect. Yeah, I know. I'm old and I'm not cool, but that's okay. I wear it well. I wear it well. But the other thing is, back to what I was saying. So I think that's the basic question, the theme, the basic question. Does someone famous or semi-famous, okay, who's been known to either, condone a bad act or commit a bad act, and they have never shown repentance and they've continued these bad acts, when they pass on, do they deserve to be, do they deserve complete, total absolution? And my opinion is no, they don't. They should wear it. If they showed contrition, that's one point. That's one thing. But she never showed any contrition. Yeah. Yes. And we mustn't forget what her views were on First Nations. Must never forget her views on First Nations. Let's put it this way: they were not favorable. When they go to defend their land, when they defend their own land and their own rights, she condemns them for that too. She condemns them for that too. Years ago, Blatch had something of a rep for being a cop groupie. Oh, she always was one. She always was one, gutter dandy. She always was one. It seems like people such as her and Rosie DiMano. Oh, God, her, yes. Another one whose mental gymnastics I have to question. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. They have been around forever in Toronto media circles. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Her, DiMano, Margaret Went, I don't know how to pronounce that name still. Yes, the plagiarist. Margaret Went, the plagiarist. Yeah. It's funny, people used to say, I had a psychiatrist once that used to say that I should have become a journalist. So I swear to God, he used to tell me, you should be a journalist. You have the mind to become a journalist. Well, I don't anymore, but she said, he always told me you had the mind to be a journalist. Probably should have done so. I probably, this may sound arrogant, but I probably would have done a lot better than the flock of journalists, so-called journalists and reporters we're seeing in Canada these days. Went. Yeah, I don't know if it's Wenty or Went, though, Gutter. I don't know. Gutter or, Wenty. Yeah. Yeah, Wenty was a plagiarist. And that was another one who was an apologist for assailants. Okay. It was almost like if the cops, okay, this was her condition. You see, this is the way she worked. If the cops couldn't build a case, even though the evidence is clearly out there, there's evidence clearly out there, but the cops, for whatever reason, don't want to do their jobs, and pursue an investigation. Okay. She will go and blame, she would have gone, in one of her columns and blamed the victim, like young Rehtaeh Parsons. Yeah, there was also a Leah McLaren. I don't know if she's still around. Oh my God, I almost forgot about her. I don't even know if she's still around. Leah McLaren. Oh my God. Yeah. There are also those of us who might remember Amanda Todd, who had a similarly tragic story. And she too was thrown around by Canadian media as well. But yeah, this is Christie Blatchford's modus operandi. One of the things, if the cops couldn't do their job, okay, if they couldn't pursue an investigation properly, she would go into victim blaming, basically. And that's what pisses the fuck out of me about her, people like her. Honestly. Yeah, she was awful. Yep. No question. And here, you're at the right place. If you want to say out loud she was awful, you're at the right place. Yeah, exactly. You know, this is the same woman, you know. Yeah, agreed. I'm not arguing with you, gutter dandy. I'm not arguing with you on that score. No. Hell, I'm probably going to lose subscribers over this. I mean, most of my viewers are American, like I said, and have no idea who I'm talking about. But I think most of them get the gist. I gave enough background, and I gave the gist of the theme, the question. The question of the stream: does someone's passing, if they have not shown contrition, if they have not repented, do they deserve absolution when they pass on? And while I call this the Christie Blatchford edition, this could apply to basically anyone. Could be a politician, could be a star in Hollywood even who harmed people. And it doesn't have to be sexual assault either. It could be something, could be something else too. And that's, and this is why, I think my American audience, because like I said, my audience is mostly American. I have more Americans who watch me than Canadians. But I think the Americans who popped in, I want to thank you for popping in. You are awesome. Yeah, I lived in Toronto for a decade and was familiar with all these writers. Yeah, I've been around for a long time myself, Gutter. I've been around for a long time myself. I live in Montreal. I've lived in Montreal all my life, but I do have family in Toronto. Yeah. I remember, do you remember also when Rob Ford, when he was the mayor of Toronto, okay, and he got caught hanging around with a group of rather unsavory individuals in a very rough part of Toronto at some crack house. And it turned out that he was smoking crack and he lied about it. Now, a lot of people lie about their addictions. Okay, I get that. I did that too when I was in active addiction. But you're running a city. People expect you to be competent. But he lied about everything from there, and he had shown to be quite violent. Like there were videos that came out of him being like really, really belligerent, really violent. He wasn't hitting anybody, but there was one video in particular that looked like he could have been preparing to hit somebody. And that is not becoming of a leader of Canada's largest city, or any city anywhere in the world for that matter. But anyways, yeah, I don't know, Gutter, if you remember this, but the likes of Christie Blatchford were defending him too. You remember? They were defending him too. Like I said, and this is the double standard for people like Christie Blatchford. They'll come out all apologetic for someone like Rob Ford and his crack addiction, but they will also turn around and write and slam like your average drug addict. They will write things against how bad safe injection sites are, for instance, Gutter. Oh yeah. Yeah, you remember that, eh? Yeah. I thought you did. It was over a decade. It was about a decade ago, but for some of us, it's still fresh on our minds. I mean, hell, I live in Montreal, I've never lived in Toronto, and I still remember it. It's my short-term memory that is crap these days, my short-term memory that is crap. It's my long-term memory, oddly enough, is still intact for the most part. So yeah, I remember that too. And that is why I am angry that I'm seeing. It's almost, maybe I'm exaggerating, but I feel like some, even those who were, who disagreed with her as vehemently as I did, or as Gutter Dandy here did, it's almost like they're almost beatifying her now. They're beatifying her like she's a saint now. And no, no, please, no. And we must remember, and we must remember, we must remember all that. I'm sorry, because if we do, okay, we can argue, they're gone now. They can't hurt anybody anymore, or they can't write any more shit that they write. No more yellow journalists. One less yellow journalist out. That could be argued, but the point is, she's been around doing this shit for a long time. How many has she mentored? The next generation of columnists and opinion writers. How many would she have mentored that, that this is the great thing to write, and this is how journalism or opinion writing should be approached? And that's another thing that concerns me as well. That's another thing that concerns me absolutely as well. I don't know. God, there were others that were horrible too, like Babs K, Barbara K. Oh God, I wish Kay from Journey to Find Kay was here with me, because she can insert "it's trash." Always love the way she said that. Yeah. So this Saturday, next Saturday, the following Saturday, the 22nd of February, Journey to Find Kay will be collabing with me. Sorry, I forgot to mention in another news. Yeah, and another note, Journey to Find Kay will be on with me Saturday, February 22nd. We still have to decide a time, because there is a time difference between Kay and myself. We are going to be discussing children and social media. Yeah. Kay is we're going to be discussing children and social media. So a slightly more serious topic than the cringe compilation I'm doing with Captain Fish this Saturday. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Gutter, okay. The only reason, anybody in the chat, feel free to jump in. The only reason I'm addressing Gutter is because I think Gutter is the only Canadian on the live chat right now, if I'm not mistaken. But anybody, feel free to jump in. It's okay. If you don't think of a comment now, to repent, though, you have to believe what you are doing is wrong. You're right, Daphne. Sorry, I missed your chat there. Sorry. To repent, though, you have to believe that what you are doing is wrong. Yeah, no, she never believed what she was doing was wrong. She always believed what she was doing was right. But that doesn't mean that it was right. And I think that's where I'm coming from. It doesn't mean that it's right. You know what I mean? To have raped this poor Rehtaeh Parsons over the coals, a poor girl, who ended her life tragically, and who never see justice, and her family will never see justice for their daughter, and that's where my heart goes. That's where my heart goes. Not for Christie Blatchford, not for the likes of her. So, anyways, like I said, if it doesn't come to you now, I always leave these streams up. You can feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Ordinarily I don't talk about journalism and politics on this channel. I have on a few occasions, but I don't really. And I think, but sometimes this bothered me all day. This issue totally bothered me. And I would have gone on earlier, except for the fact that we had a power failure here in my neighborhood. Hang on. Hang on. Here we go. Sorry, Gary. Sorry. And that's totally understandable, Gary, of course. That's totally understandable. You know, I mean, I'm not saying, I mean, what Christie Blatchford did is not nearly as bad as what your assailant did to you, Gary. I'm not, I'm not even going to compare the two. I'm not even going to compare the two. What happened, what happened was awful to you. And no, of course, we're not going to expect you to, but it goes to the theme of what I'm saying. My opinion is they should not be forgiven. Just, no clean slate here. Sorry. It doesn't work that way in my world, you know? But yeah, Gary's case is a totally bipolar corner here in the live chat. That's Gary. For those of you who don't know. Yeah, for those of you who don't know. But Gary, of course, I totally, my heart goes out to you, really, Gary. Yeah. Hey, Anthony, good to see you. Good to see you. I haven't been seeing you around in a long time. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So I pretty much said everything I had to say on this. And like I said, I'm leaving it to you in the live chat right now. What you think. I hope Gutter is still here. Like I said, because Gutter is the only Canadian here. So Gutter knows more of what I'm talking about, I guess. The specific, like I called it, the Christie Blatchford edition. The Christie Blatchford edition. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sorry for those of you who are new. I am an incurable chain smoker. And yes, I smoke on camera. I know YouTube frowns on it, but I smoke on camera. And that cough is evidence that I don't smoke enough. Yeah. And I never pretended to be a stop smoking channel anyway. Yeah, I never pretended to be a stop smoking channel. Okay, yeah. So like I was saying, I only hope the next generation of Canadian journalists get better. Hey, Marina. I thought you were gone. I thought you were gone, Marina. Okay. Okay, good to see you're still here. Yeah. Me too, but I'm not allowed to smoke in my house. Gary, when my ex-partner was living here, he's asthmatic and he had a lot of other health issues. So for the 7 years I lived with him, I had to smoke outside. Okay, because his health, because of his health. But since we separated and I was left with the apartment, I started smoking indoors. Yeah. That's okay. I haven't played Scrabble in ages. That's okay, Marina. I have not played Scrabble in ages. Yeah. Huh. But yeah, so back to what I was, yeah. So, anyways, I'm going to cut this stream short in a few minutes. So, I'm going to give you a few minutes now if you've got any comments or questions. If you've got any video topic suggestions, you are welcome to put them in the live chat now or in the comments section below. Yes. I do have a Discord server that is for 18 and up only, adults only. I will put the link in the live chat again. Okay. There are some awesome people in my Discord server. Month and a half in, and we are already over 40 members strong. I want to thank Ray Phoenix for giving me a hand in setting it up so quickly before Christmas. Because without her, we wouldn't have the server. Because, like I said, and like I say, I'm old, I'm not technically savvy, and I'm not cool. So here we go for the Discord server. Once again, you have to be 18 and over to join. Okay? So feel free. If you haven't joined us already, we are a great group of people. You can come and vent if you want in our venting corner. We also have a music corner where Captain Fish shares a lot of music. And I will be collabing with Captain Fish this Saturday afternoon. We're going to do something fun. We're going to be doing a cringe compilation. We are going to be reacting to videos, people who do outrageous things for views, and things like eel fishing. So yeah, that's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Yeah. And we have a music bot. Yeah, yes, thank you. Rehtaeh Phoenix is also responsible for the music bot yeah, as well. So if you want to hear music, you can get this bot to play music for you. You can share your artwork. You can share your blog and your writing. And we have light topics chat. We can just shoot the breeze there too at our Discord server. Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be showing a video of eel fishing, Marina, on Saturday. Yes, eel fishing. And I'm not going to give too much away about that. You'll have to watch it. You'll have to tune in and watch that. What else? If you wish to support the channel, I have a Patreon and a PayPal. I will put the links in. Yes, the obnoxious e-begging portion of the show. Yeah. The obnoxious e-begging portion of the show. Okay, here we go. And while we're on it, someone who prefers to remain anonymous, she knows who she is. I want to thank her for her recent PayPal donation. Thank you. You know who you are. She wishes to remain private. And I also want to give a shout out to my 3 patrons, S, Journey to Find K, and Kim Liepert. Thank you. And you all rock. Everybody here is awesome. And this helps support the channel while we keep while we keep trudging on. Yes. But anyways, yeah. So that's that. And in 2 weeks, like I said, February 22nd, Journey to Find K will be on with me. She's coming back. She's going to collab with me. And we're going to discuss children and social media. That's going to be a little bit more of a serious topic, but I think it's a topic that concerns a lot of parents out there. Yeah. I was hunting for where I know the reporter from. I saw in a section of Deadly Woman. Yay. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. This is what I love about you, Rehtaeh. This is what I love about you, that you're able to find this stuff. You're able to find this stuff. That, and you're very tech savvy. Plus, she's an awesome person. Yeah, she's an awesome person too. Yeah, yeah, Marina, you're a parent. I think you might be interested. Yeah, that's February 22nd, though. Okay, not this Saturday, the following Saturday. What other video topics are coming up this week? I don't know yet. Between now and Saturday, which leaves tomorrow and Friday, I don't know what I'm going to be posting yet. But if you have a suggestion, if there's something you want me to talk about, for those of you who are new, we are a social commentary and story time channel. We talk mostly about things like mental health issues, chronic illness, recovery from addiction, or just other social issues of the day. No, I rebranded a long time ago. Yeah. True crack for you. Yeah. Candace DeLong. I don't know who that is. I'm not tech savvy either, Marina. Like I said, I'm old. I'm old. I'm not cool. And I'm not tech savvy. And I'm cantankerous. Yeah. And I'm cantankerous. But yeah, think about joining our Discord server if you haven't already, because a lot of awesome members are here. You do more than wing it, Rehtaeh. You do. Don't give yourself some credit. Give yourself some credit. So anyways, if there's anything you want me to talk about, or if there's any, I even react to other things I see on social media. If there's something or story you want me to react to, feel free to let me know. If you don't let, it's okay if you don't mention it in the live chat now. You can put it in the comment section below, or you can DM me on Twitter or on Discord. Yeah. You love true crime. I'm not really into true crime per se. Yeah. Stephanie Sue does that. She does that when she has her mukbangs. Yeah, mukbang special. Yeah. I try, I'm just not. I get so frustrated. That's okay, Marina. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay, Marina. And what else? What do we have? Okay. Please don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the way out the door if you enjoyed the stream. And if you didn't, you can leave a thumbs down. It's all engagement. It's okay. We're allowed to be different. Yep. Hang on. Okay. Encounters with Evil on Netflix is awesome. I don't know. I've never heard of that one. I have never heard of that one. I am a psychology nut, so I am morbidly curious. I have to admit I'm morbidly curious too, but on other things, other matters. Yeah. I just watched I Am a Killer on Netflix. I'll have to look for that one, Wraith Phoenix, that you mentioned. Ah, okay. No, I haven't. Nah, yeah. No, I have to admit, I am morbidly curious at times, yes. I am morbidly curious at times. Okay. Okay. So I think I'm going to end the stream here. Like I said, if there's anything you feel that I missed, you have a video topic suggestion, or there's something to add, feel free to do so in the comment section below. For those of you who are new, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Hit that little bell thingy below so you can be notified every time I go live. Or every time I upload. I haven't uploaded much of anything. I'm pretty much only doing live streams these days. Yeah. And remember to take care of yourselves and each other. Yes. Thank you, Daphne. Thank you. Nice talking. Thumbs up and subscribe. Stay warm in Montreal. Yeah, you stay warm in Toronto too, Gutter. It was nice seeing you here. And thanks for the sub. Thanks for the sub. Yes. Sleep well. Thank you, Daphne. Thank you. So yeah, sleep well, everyone, and sleep tight. And like I said, I'll be back on Saturday. I'm not sure when. Good night, everybody. Straight talking, Fedora kick over and out.